Hello all and welcome back. Loads to cover again today. Hedera, crypto, the markets in general. So let's just jump straight into this one with a flurry of tweets from the Bitcoin archive as a lot is unfolding. SEC obviously approval of the Bitcoin ETF would attract more institutions. That was from Bitwise Asset Management. As I mentioned as well, there is a Bitcoin spot ETF going live in Australia sometime next week. And then breaking news 9 hours ago as well, 21 shares will launch Australia's second Bitcoin ETF next week. So there's now 2 Bitcoin spot ETFs launching in Australia. This is absolutely phenomenal news for the crypto markets in general. And then we've also got information here from 100 trillion USD, also known as Plan B. Tons of sort of deep analysis into Bitcoin's price over the last several years. He posts very informative Twitter account. Him saying this is one of the best buying opportunities in the entire history of Bitcoin currently. And then as well, we see the illiquid supply, which is what I've mentioned previously. As the illiquid supply goes parabolic, you tend to see massive price movements towards the upside as demand then begins to outstrip the supply on those exchanges. So as we can see in general at the moment, things are looking very bullish for Bitcoin, and it's starting to show the macro signals for a return towards those higher highs. Again, this goes back to what I've said previously, you know, around sort of May time is when these markets are seriously looking like they're going to be stacking up for that next leg or the final leg of this potential cycle and bull run. So seriously good macro news there to cover. Something else I wanted to mention, yesterday I mentioned, or I said that there was 100 ETF sets roughly left of the Planck Epoch collectibles. Yesterday evening, there was a complete flurry of purchases of the Strong Nuclear, and they're now completely sold out. They were literally flying off the shelves like hotcakes. So unfortunately now you can no longer purchase a complete Planck Epoch set and get the electromagnetic NFT, unless you somehow acquire one from someone else in the Discord server through Hashpack Secure Trade. That being said, you can still pick up the Gravity and Weak Nuclear NFTs. They still give you access to source from the faucet every 8 hours via the Discord server, and you still get the airdrop stuff from those. So Gravity being 3,000 source airdrop and 14,000 source from Weak Nuclear. Please do remember as well, these are stackable, so you could pick up several Weak Nuclear. For every Weak Nuclear, you'd get 14,000. For every Gravity NFT, you'd get 3,000. So if you buy a couple of Weak Nuclears, you're looking at nearly, say, 28,000 source airdrop, couple of Gravities, 6,000 source from those as well. Big potential in the source for Source Swap and the source token once the DEX launches. I've mentioned this previously. A lot of the time, people like to do the picks and shovels play. Now that's a anecdotal saying from when the gold rush happened. Majority of the money to be made in the gold rush was those actually selling the picks and shovels to those who were trying to mine the gold themselves, i.e. it's the infrastructure supporting the main trend. So if we say Hbar is the trend, once the price starts to appreciate for Hbar, the majority of the gains or the biggest gains will actually be found in the projects that are supporting that growth. So therefore, it will be the DEXs, the DAOs, the token launch pads, for example, supporting Hedera's ecosystem growth that will benefit the biggest effectively from the flourishing ecosystem in general. That being said, of course, there's obviously more risk than just holding Hbar outright. So make sure you're sort of weighing that up before you do hop into any of those positions. Obviously, I'll continue to cover more of these ecosystem plays. Mentioned pretty much all of them so far that are currently live or in development that are looking to go live very soon. That being said, obviously one of those or a couple of those are obviously HEDERSTARTER, and then one of the projects they're incubating Tangent, so Tangent being a DEX. We can see here on their Twitter, they've been mentioning Hedera has one of the best chances to become the global settlement layer due to both its environmental credentials and its unique ability to scale. Tango wants to know your take on this. And then obviously HEDERSTARTER saying we're witnessing the growth of projects getting ready to launch their DeFi, their Hedera DeFi projects. Metastable is another project we're excited to be working with and are going to help Hedera supercharge its liquidity acquisition. As I mentioned previously, Metastable is about to become a synthetic liquidity giant on Hedera. I've got a meeting or an interview booked with the founders of Metastable on Friday, and I hope to turn that video around. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that one out. Seriously invaluable information will be shared in that video. That's not going to be one you guys want to miss, and it'll also be talking about potentially any early access and launch dates, etc. That being said as well, talking about early access, Hbar Suite or HSUITE is something I mentioned on the channel a few times now. I can't remember if this was in a previous video that I shared. However, the round 1 appears to be coming very soon. They've updated some sections of their website, and they're now talking about the how to buy, and it appears the how to buy will be exactly the same as the SHIBAR token tutorial that I showed previously. Now, of course, once this does go live, I will do a full tutorial on how to buy this. However, it'll be exactly the same as SHIBAR, which was obviously a test case for HSUITE's smart contractless platform. And that will be via associating the HSUITE token ID to your wallet, and then you send Hbar directly to an address that they set, and in return you will then receive those HSUITE tokens. We can see here the initial token offering is going to be $0.0025 per token. That being said as well, SHIBAR, if any of you guys did go and pick up some of those SHIBAR tokens in that pre-sale, the IMO, the initial meme offering as they called it, when I put that video out, I think sometime last week, they have already mentioned that due to the burns of the tokens, that within the sort of coming week or so, those tokens are actually going to be worth double what the initial meme offering was. So if you bought 1,000 HBARs worth of those tokens, sometime next week, and when the DEXs go live, those tokens will be worth 2,000 HBAR. So effectively, you've already made 100x if you participated early. That's what they're saying on the Discord server. We'll see what happens when the token does go live on the DEX. However, another use case of the token appears to be that these will be directly tradable for HSUITE tokens. So if you are holding some of this SHIBAR, I will obviously be doing this in a future video, you may be able to directly swap it for HSUITE tokens at quite a favorable rate if that is something that you wish to do. I suggest you guys go and join the SHIBAR and HSUITE Discord servers, as there's lots of information being posted there. But like I said, make sure you're subscribed. I'll be dropping these videos as soon as this sort of stuff goes live and you are able to trade and interact with these DEXs. There's going to be tons of videos from me showing you guys how to navigate this flourishing ecosystem, and also some of the plays that I'm making in this space. Big potential. Talking about potential, Coinbase have obviously seen the potential with the metaverse. Unsurprising there, and their NFT platform has just launched. So Coinbase has had a plan for what it's calling progressive decentralization within the marketplace, where certain features will begin centralized but eventually move to on-chain. One of these features is user comments, where threads will initially be stored on Coinbase servers but eventually move to the blockchain. Another is the exchange is calling a user's follower graph, which they will be able to take with them from platform to platform. So they are seriously moving into this metaverse. The information is currently centralized by them, but it appears that they are looking to move a lot of this onto blockchains to become slightly more decentralized than they currently are. It appears that this Coinbase NFT platform has launched and it's in some sort of early beta or alpha phase currently. I have no idea how big this is going to be. Potentially it will rival some of the main exchanges that are currently out there for NFTs, but we shall see. One thing about Coinbase is it's very simple to use product, but normally it's got very high fees, and obviously that's where they're making their margins. For a lot of experienced crypto users, like probably a lot of you guys that are watching the videos now, a lot of you probably don't use Coinbase, so I'm not sure how successful this product will be. Only time will tell, but it's great to see the adoption of NFTs and Web 3.0 in general being taken very seriously by current incumbents within the space. Fantastic tweet here from Daniel Norkin talking about Hedera. I'm telling you, we have something big to announce on the Hedera and HBAR Foundation community on Earth Day 2022. Make sure you follow me and EMV Blockchain so you don't miss out. And he's talking about sustainability. Now, Earth Day 2022 is actually the 22nd of April. So within 2 days' time, i.e. Friday, this will drop. So it'll be interesting to see what we're going to see here. Envision Blockchain is a solution that builds applications for the Web 3.0 space. If we hop over to their website, we can see they talk about these sort of next-gen applications, Web3 services, UI, UX, tokenization, zero-knowledge proofs, decentralized ID, smart contracts, help clients to go from use case ideation to development and production deployments. Seem to be partnered with some very big names here, Intel, Baseline, Boeing, for example, and some other nice companies here. Obviously, they clearly use several different blockchain networks, one of those being Hedera. So we'll see on Friday what that announcement will be. I'll make sure that that gets covered by me when that drops. Another thing that I've been put onto recently, a nice tweet from the Hedera main Twitter account saying that projects built on Hedera are now being listed on DAPPRADAR. You can check out the protocol category here. I'll leave this link down below in the description for you guys. But if we flick over, we can see the top Hedera apps with their categories, balances, users, volume, and activity. So at the moment, this is obviously limited to just 5, Stader being the top one, Hashpack being the wallet service, ad stacks, which have been around on Hedera for a long time and are a massive use case of Hedera. Dovu, of course, an absolute golden gem within the ecosystem, and Tune FM as well, which is also very similar to Dovu in terms of it being a hidden gem potentially for the future. This would be great to keep an eye on going forward, especially as we see more and more go live. As I mentioned before, there are so many projects in the pipeline, several different DEXs, launchpads, DAOs, smart contractless platforms, other HTS tokens. It's all happening as we speak. Talking about as we speak, the TVL for Stader Labs has continued to increase. We're now at 310 million Hbar staked nearly. API just shy of 60%. The next set of rewards, i.e. phase 3, will go live at 400,000 TVL. 400 million TVL. If the TVL continues to increasing at these fairly sustainable growth rates, I will be making some predictions going forward, and we'll also try and estimate the rewards we will see once we hit that 400 million Hbar staked, as it's variable based on the previous epoch distribution rewards. So it really depends on how quickly we hit that 400 million Hbar phase marker. If we hit that phase marker sooner rather than later, we will see a much bigger jump in the APY than if it was drawn out over a longer period, because as I said, it's based on how many epochs worth of rewards have been distributed prior to hitting that 400 million. So there is a little bit of math to do there. I'm happy to do that if we see this TVL continue to grow, so that's something to also watch out for on the channel. Anyway, that kind of wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Tons more content coming from me. Make sure you subscribe for Friday's video. There's going to be some serious news dropped in that one about a big upcoming platform on Hedera that you guys may be able to get early access to. Until then, make sure you leave a like if you like the video. Drop a comment if you've got something to say. Make sure you're subscribed. Also, make sure you follow me over on Twitter. Plenty of content that I push out on there. I've got some more infographics in the works as well that I'm currently slamming together for you guys. So hopefully you'll enjoy those. Until then, catch you in the next one. Cheers.